everyone. Today I'm joined by someone you all know and love, April Beane, to talk about something very exciting, Vision Quest 2026. We took a year off to reimagine the event and now we are back with a bold new vision. And April's here to give us a little bit of an inside scoop on what's to come. So let's dive in. April, welcome.
Thank you, Sophia. I'm so glad to be here and super excited to talk about Vision Quest 2026.
Yes. So let's go ahead and start with the big question. Why did we take a year off and what can people expect at Vision Quest 2026?
That's a big question. There's a lot that's been going on here this year in 2025. We have always felt that Vision Quest is a fantastic event. We really love bringing our clients together with all of the questers and really having a fantastic opportunity to really connect, learn about our products, and collaboratively solve problems within the industry. But we had kept the same format for quite a while, and there's some new trends, and not only in the healthcare space and in conferences in the healthcare industry, but really across events in general. And we saw that from the feedback we'd been receiving from our clients as well. So we took a year off to do some pilot programs and to test some more community centric events. And what I mean by that, not saying Vision Quest isn't community centric, because it always has been, but really trying to break it down into smaller groups, focusing in with like minded people who are doing like minded jobs that maybe are facing unique challenges within their roles within their organizations. And so we've spent 2025 really bringing these smaller groups together to really pilot that community centric feel, bringing things to more roundtable discussions, bringing thought leaders and strategists together at a table where they can have in depth discussions. And what we've found is these smaller groups really do provide an opportunity for deeper conversation, the ability for us to really interact with our clients in a very unique way that allows them to peer share and learn from each other in a really intimate, smaller group setting. In addition to that, we wanted to test something new for our analytics track, so where our analysts are really diving into the solution, those folks that are in QES day in and day out, and really bringing them together to have more of a hands-on computer lab experience. So think pre-COVID. Yes, I'm going to use the word COVID. Think pre-COVID when we used to all get together in computer labs and actually learn hands-on in the system. It's adult learning theory, Sophia, that says, as we get older, it's harder for us to learn. And I can attest to that. I don't know about you. But as we get older, we learn by doing more than people talking at us. So the idea behind that is let's put our clients in the driver's seat of QES and let them solve some problems together. So they learn each other's workflow, they have that peer sharing. And what we found, and we're still getting feedback, so we're going to continue to improve upon this, but it really had a lasting impact where clients could get in and really try and tackle problems with the tools available to them within QES to solve them. And they start learning things that are in the solution that maybe they didn't know about. They learn how their peers are using the solution within their workflows. A lot of takeaways from that. So we're taking these learnings from 2025 and we're going to pick them up and we're going to put them in Vision Quest, so that there is less keynotes, less of us talking at our clients, which a lot of conferences traditionally have been, and really bringing us off the stage and creating more of these roundtable discussions, more of these table discussions, fireside chats, where you actually can interact with the subject matter expert, the thought leader, and actually have a thorough Q&A and peer sharing environment. So it's all about that being community centric, participant centric, and really looking at industry problem solving together.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of getting to learn together and really not just watching someone on the stage the whole day, really getting to interact with others. But speaking of what's different, can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek into any of the new sessions or experiences that you're especially excited about?
Well, I just touched on the one. So, this computer lab idea I think is fantastic. Like I said, we piloted it. We're still getting some feedback. We're going to make improvements to it. And really, if you think about it, how often do you get to be in a small group of, say, 5 to 7 people? So it's a pretty intimate group with some subject matter experts, our client services team, and getting presented real world challenges that we hear from our clients, and then having to go into QES and solve for them with the help of your peers. Now, the magic of that learning is one, you're going to, like I said, find things out in the solution that maybe you aren't leveraging, or maybe that you hadn't thought of leveraging in a certain way, but maybe your peer is. And so you're not only learning from the solution, but you're learning from each other. And you also have client services in there. So if you hit somewhere where you need a little help, or maybe there's a better way to do it, they're going to be in there with those best practices and those tips and tricks, but they're going to be doing it while you're in the driver's seat. So super excited about those. And like I said, off of the original pilot that we just completed, we are getting really great feedback on that. So super excited to bring that idea to Vision Quest. And then also really breaking down our client audience and our client base a little bit to, maybe by line of business, maybe it's by your role in your organization, maybe it's by the products and solutions that you have in QES specifically, looking at those, learning more about those, learning about industry problems in specific areas that you face on a day-to-day basis, and bringing you together with your peers who are facing those same challenges. So again, not having a panel necessarily up on stage talking at you, but bringing that panel down into a discussion group where you can all talk together and really, hear from your peers on how they're facing those challenges and adapting to them.
Yes, that's awesome. And I think Vision Quest, we know, has been a benefit to a lot of different people, but who is the most ideal attendee for Vision Quest 2026? Like, what professionals can benefit the most from attending?
I would say anybody at a health plan organization that, works within the provider network. So all the way from the people that are building the networks, as you look at the network life cycle, you've got, the strategize area, you've got the build area, you've got the expansion and maintain. Different people come in and out during that network cycle, but all of them have a role to play. And there is a track, a session, groups of sessions, peers that are going to be at Vision Quest that are doing exactly what you're doing during that network life cycle as well. So we go all the way from C-suite, across the enterprise. So we're looking at your accuracy team, your compliance teams, your performance teams, again, anyone who has their hands in your provider data and into your provider networks is going to gain value from attending Vision Quest, and starting to also understand, we can be a little siloed, within our departments, within our organizations. We really like to start to break those silos down and show you how, that provider data works across the enterprise and within our solution, and how addressing one challenge in the data over here can impact over here, and how, and starting to get those teams working together. So it's not just who, it's what teams should I bring. Like, you get more out of Vision Quest if you can bring some of those cross-functional teams from across your organization, so you can start to, tackle these challenges not just in one siloed department, but as how it impacts the data across your organization.
Definitely. I think Vision Quest has always been a great place for teams to meet, get together, solve their issues together, as long as, or as well as with their peers and getting to talk with them. But I'm super excited about the event. But for someone that maybe hasn't decided yet, what's your message to them on why they should be at Vision Quest 2026?
Well, I'm biased, I have to say. So I would say everybody should be at Vision Quest, but we really are a collaborative. Not everyone wants to say family, but we are a bunch of individuals who live in this unique world of provider data that really together collaboratively can make an impact in the industry, and we have seen it happen year after year after year, and people keep coming back because they love seeing the same people. They keep coming back because they learn new things and they actually can see that they're driving change in an industry by attending Vision Quest. And that's the goal, right? We're better together. We're going to be able to work together to not be data rich and information poor. We all have a lot of data, but what are we doing collectively with that data? How are we leveraging that data to improve our networks, to improve our members' access to care, which in turn improves access for everybody across the US. So there really is a driving mission, driving force between Vision Quest, and I think everyone feels it when they're there, and that's why they keep coming back. So I would say you won't know until you come really what it feels like, but this conference is different. It just is, and it's more collaborative, it's more collective, and we build on it year after year after year. And I try and tell everyone what it feels like to be at Vision Quest. I've done conferences for years. I've never been to a conference like Vision Quest that brings this type of people together who want to be there, who want to share, and they want to work together to improve access to care. And there really is a vibe and a feel. Sophia, you've been at it, for I think it was your first time last year, wasn't it, coming to Vision Quest, or was that
I
your
think it was
second
my
year?
second. Yeah.
Second year. I mean, do you know what I'm talking about when I say there's just a different vibe to the conference?
Yeah, everyone's always excited to be there. Everyone's excited to see the people that they've seen at Vision Quest before. So you get to kind of see those people again every year. So that's always exciting, but definitely a different vibe, and it's always a great place to be.
So I say everyone should come. This year, just so everyone knows, it's May 19th through the 21st, 2026. So like I said, Vision Quest is back for 2026. And this year we're going to be in Chicago. So right there kind of in the Midwest. So it's a little easier for everyone to get to. I know sometimes it's hard when we make people cross all the way down to Florida or over to Texas. So we went right dead center. So it should be a little easier to get to. And we're super excited to be holding it in Chicago in 2026.
Awesome. Well, you all heard it here first. Vision Quest 2026 is going to be unforgettable. Bring your team, come along. To learn more or to register, head to visionquest.questanalytics.com or click on the link in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and we're excited to see you in Chicago at Vision Quest.
Excited to see all of you there. And Sophia, thanks again for having me. Super excited to have you there again this year, taking video and sharing all of this on social. So appreciate all that you do. And thank you again for having me. And we'll see all of you in Chicago in May 2026.